Interesting to see the umpires showing it up, Pete.
And that's another Harvey. That is John as Contessa wins the first tap out. Winmar gives it off quickly towards Johnson, goes down towards the half-forward line. No mark. The umpire calls play on. And then John Harvey will come in and we'll have another ball up at half-forward.
Well, Aussie's spot on. The wind is no doubt favouring the end to which the Bulldogs are kicking.
From the throw-in, from the ball up, it's Harvey. Comes down towards centre wing, clean bowls a couple. Curley picks it up now, gets a hand pass away very, very quickly, goes towards Croft. He looks down towards right half forward. Matthew Croft's kick is a good one, and the mark is taken by Garlick. He's still outside 50, but he's in front of Nathan Burke. Garlick looks down into that forward line. Kick goes in towards the pocket. It's not a good kick, and it's going to finish over the line with Chris Grant, almost into the hoardings. A throw-in the right forward pocket for the Bulldogs in attack.
And it's interesting too, Gerard, that Hudgston's playing on Grant and Daryl Wakeland starting on the bench.
Well, I think it's a good matchup because Chris Grant gets many of his possessions really just as a running athlete. Doesn't take a lot of pack marks.
Well, here's the ball in the back pocket. Matthew Young tapping it to the line, and it'll be into. There's Nathan Burke. Well, he'll be ferocious as usual, but it will be interesting that there's the Bulldogs bench.
Yeah, a bit of experience there, Macca. Paul Hudson, great goal kicker, joining Dent, Powell and Ellis on the Bulldogs bench.
Thank you, Aussie. Darcy flicks it over the back. That's a terrific hit out. That's Thompson to Harvey. Well, it hasn't taken long for Harvey to get into the action. Finds Lowe, who marks in front of Matthew Croft on centre wing. Now, they want some big marks from Stuart Lowe today.
One of 6 players who was condemned in the press in Melbourne today as being pitiful.
Yes, and that's Johnson getting it towards the half-forward line. Hudson. Oh, they come at him from all angles. Taken by Lowe. He chips it across the ground to Matthew Young. Now, this could be dangerous. It has to be a good kick. Smith is there with pace on Daryl Wakeland. That was a dangerous kick in the first part. That's too high on Joe McLaren. And a free kick to McLaren at half-back.
Actually, look at some of these duels around the ground. There's one I am looking forward to. Big Bad, Bustling Barry and Danny Southern. Paul and Southern.
And Danny's brought the snake with him.
Can you see those two sitting down having a Sunday afternoon cup of tea? I can't. Winmar sending the Dogs back into attack. Darcy was a little frustrated there. Couldn't get a clean run out. Neither could Contessa get clear. Tackling is certainly fierce. Little snap goes in towards the right forward pocket. Leading in the race is Burke. He gets caught, but he did get rid of the footy, and it's eventually over the line. Almost down to the defensive 50. Expecting a top of 15, I would doubt somehow that we'll reach that now this afternoon, but my word, conditions are much better than they were earlier today. Winning in the ruck on that occasion was Tim Elliott in front of Darcy. They come back towards centre wing. Nathan Brown sets himself and takes the mark for the Dogs. Game number 44 gives a little ground to find Winmar. Now he gets around Hall. Just about every player in one half of the ground at the moment. He wants Chris Grant. He almost got him. Here's a chance for Montgomery. First score of the day. Monty's got a goal. And the Dogs are away.
Well, we'll have a look here. That Justin Peckett, #1 for the Saints, was caught between a rock and a hard place. He knew he had to go in and put some pressure on Chris Grant, but he didn't punch the ball away. And eventually it was his man who he left that mopped up and got the kick. Now, this is a nice kick here from Nicky Winmar. Looks for some space. Grant runs into it. Coming on the top of the screen, there he is, Peckett. And his man, Montgomery, charged away.
Well, first blood to the Western Bulldogs. A goal kicked by Brett Montgomery. They're kicking with the breeze, which was an unusual decision that was by the captain of the Saints, Nathan Burke, to kick against the breeze. Tony Francis on the bottom of the pack there. Ground in pretty good condition considering the rain we had this morning. Everett, they want a big game from him against Wine. Wine won that with the left hand. Centre of the ground was Powell. That's Zilla, a quick kick with a terrific hands from Everett to Brown. He kicks into the man running towards him. Francis slips over. He's lost it to Contessa. Brad Johnson to half-forward. Darcy's on his own. He'll mark 50 metres for a goal. He plays on. He goes short. And a good lead by Cook. And terrific play by Darcy. Knocked the Blaze away. He hit him on the chest.
Well, the Saints played Russian roulette there. Tim Elliott ran to the centre of the ground with Luke Darcy. Luke Darcy ducked back and went forward. Elliott went forward for the Saints, and because the Bulldogs won that ball in midfield and got it to Darcy, they had a free man spare and the ensuing shot at goal.
Well, James Cook, 6 goals against Carlton, and most of them were from leading straight at the ball carrier. He lays back and puts it through for a goal. Second goal to the Western Bulldogs. What a good start, and not a good one for the Saints.
No, we know that they're well down on the confidence of Saints, but effectively they just missed out there because of a fine smother by the Western Bulldogs. Tony Brown was running through the middle of the ground with the football, and rather than the ball being bombed down to Big Bad Bustling, it went forward, and the Dogs got their second.
Action in the coach's box early on for Tim Watson, finding his side. A couple of goals down. Everett up against Wind. Liberatore taken high. Not difficult to take Libba high. Winmar breaks and heads down to the half-forward line. Gee, this is a good start by the Dogs. Thompson on the mark. Winmar looks in towards half-forward. Kick had to be spot on. It wasn't quite. Young. Oh, it's a dreadful hand pass. It's going to put his captain under the pump. Burke's equal to the task, gets the hand pass away, but it's only one. They're in trouble.
And that's a
They're in real
nonsense,
trouble.
Sandy. That is a nonsense from the umpire. He got sucked in by
The crowd.
roar of the crowd. We'll have a look at this and tell me if he had a prior opportunity to get rid of this football.
Joey McLaren it is. You can see him there behind Burke. Burke gets it
Bang.
out to McLaren.
Oh, that
There
is.
the
It
chance.
was
Almost
high.
taken
high.
It was high, and he had no chance to get rid of it. No prior opportunity.
Well,
I agree
Brian
with you,
Sherd
Jared.
should hang his head.
Rowan Smith hasn't missed a game this year. He hasn't missed that goal.
And the Saints players are, well, to say the least, pretty upset about it. They're giving Brian Sheen the rounds of the kitchen, and so they ought to. We'll have another look at this. This is a disgrace, Peter, for an experienced umpire to get sucked in by that. It's a head-high tackle. There was no prior opportunity. Worst case scenario, it's a ball up. Best case scenario for the Saints, it's a free kick. Pretty costly one. He's kicked a goal, and they now lead by 3 goals.
Well, a great start for the Western Bulldogs after a very, very lucky goal there to Rowan Smith. It should have been a free kick to Joe McLaren. Great play by Wine to Johnson. They go forward again, the Western Bulldogs. Shane Wakeland with a 2-fisted punch. It's a free kick in that marking contest. It will go the way of Joe McLaren.
Good player,
He kicks
has he?
wide.
Sure.
Harvey already having plenty of the ball. They want a big game for Rob Harvey. He brings it in towards centre wing. Thompson went past it. Diving over the back was Ossie Jones. Another free kick.
The Saints have got a problem with Nick Winmar, who's running loose across half-back. Already he's had 4 possessions and 3 marks. He's got 3 out of 5 inside the forward 50.
Well, that was Nathan Brown getting it down now. Grant, he works very, very hard. Shane Wakeland. They've got the ball now through Max Hudson, and the Saints go forward.
Hudgston's kick to centre wing is good for Stuart Lowe. They're down by 3 goals. Harvey kicks up towards Hall. With him was Southern. Was there a push there? No, said the umpire. Crediuk smashed over the line and taken a little too high. It'll be a free kick to the Dogs to be taken by Steve Crediuk. Certainly wouldn't question the desperation of Luke Beveridge, but the tackle was high. Winmar, as Jared said, having a very good start, comes across the ground to Nathan Brown. Needs someone to break, and he's got him. Dogs playing with method and certainly plenty of passion at the moment. And almost an arrogant shrug on that occasion when Matthew Croft sends it down towards half-forward again. Everett cuts across, and that's what they want to be seeing a lot of today, St Kilda fans. The Spider-Man in form. Goes to Tony Brown, in trouble. Quickly gets the hand pass away to Lowe. A drop punt towards the half-forward line. Brown was spoiled from behind. Well, he flew, but he couldn't take it. Romero, Jones. Jones off the ground. Thank you, Ozzy.
Well, smart goal there by Austin Jones. He's been tagged by one of the best blankets in the competition in Jose Romero. And another interesting contest is that between Stuart Lowe and Matthew Croft, both getting plenty of possessions and, well, almost playing wide of each other at centre-half forward comes centre-half back. And here's Stuart Lowe bombing it down to Barry. Should have been a punch there from young Brown, Nathan, and almost a mixed kit, but she went through for the Saints' first major.
Well, a very clever goal, that one by Aussie Jones under extreme duress. They're 2 goals down. They want to get the next one. There's Wine working hard in the centre of the ground. Players can't get it out. Oh, I thought Brian Sheed was going to pluck her holding the ball in the way he ran in, but he's going to bounce it. There's Libber. The umpires, Brian Sheehan, Mark McKenzie and John Harvey. Zilla punched away by Montgomery. Now a free kick's being given away by Peckett. It'll be Montgomery's kick almost in the centre of the ground. As you see, well, not much in that really, as we see Montgomery in towards far. Now this is poor marking. It's the mark taken by Darcy, but the Saints players have got to man up a little bit more. The hand pass given to Johnson. Johnson hooks her back, Wakeland up in front, bounces off his chest. A difficult mark though, Contessa caught. Quick hand pass to Garlick. Garlick lasers a goal, he's just missed.
Well, the Bulldogs have started with a fair bit of passion, a fair bit of fire. They're playing pretty sharp footy. And I think it's fair to say, Pete, you can see the Saints just struggling with themselves. They're not playing instinctive footy. But to go from the depths of depression and poor form, you've got to transcend the period and just build and work and get some confidence.
Young to Burke. It eventually finishes on centre wing. We've got to throw in. There's Luke Beveridge. Boy, originally from St Peters, 28 years of age. Throw in on centre wing. Skies have cleared. Everett and Wind, 2 of the biggest men in the competition. Wind tries a roundhouse right. Powell couldn't take it. Wind in again. Everett gets a call out wide from Peckett. He was unable to control it. Picked up by Montgomery. Floating punt kick up towards half forward. And it was Hodgson who defensively slaps it over the line.
And Tim Elliott just struggling with the height of Luke Darcy at the moment. We know that he was one of Tim Watson's proteges early in the season when he was on fire. He's struggled since then, and this is a big job.
Darcy again with him. Darcy just shrugs him out of the way to Powell, back to Darcy, forced onto the right boot, centering ball in towards half forward. Good looking kick. Grant at the back. Oh, bang! Runs into Max Hodgson and Spider Everett.
I think when you duck the head like that, I don't think you deserve the free kick. Some umpires pay those as free kicks.
And Bruce McAvaney had a new terminology for this, Sandy.
This was a rucker, and it almost was. Zilla in trouble. No one able to get an effective kick. Here's a chance for Powell. He wobbles it towards goal. Pressure again on the Saints, and it's Wakeland on the very last line of defence. That was Shane to the half-back line. It's on behind play. That was Rowan Smith. You can see at the bottom of your screen. In the meantime, play goes on. Harvey can set it up to Brown. Tony Brown's on centre wing. Whitmar's got him. He's gone.
That's very poor awareness by Tony Brown.
Back towards centre wing. Tell you what, there's some feeling in this game. 2 sides that are absolutely desperate. Powell again. Been pretty good early on. Grant's in the pocket. Almost took the mark. Hodgson there to see it over the line.
Out in the full.
Still almost took the mark.
So penalty kick. Now this is Tim Elliott, who's got a huge job. Oh, that's a good kick to Tony Brown. Now they've got to do something. Now Hall should be leading to this side, opening it up. Now he's there. Now he's caught behind. He'll fly for he's still taking it. Oh, he got caught behind and he has led over the pack and taken the mark when he looked as though Gerrity was right out of position.
Well, he knew what he was doing, Pete. That is a fine mark, isn't it, from Big Barry? And he is a strapping man. I'm sure that he could still do with a couple of blocks of Cadbury for that one.
Well, he's gone back a mile behind the 50-metre line. But this would be a real team lifter if he can kick another one. They'd only be 7 points down.
39 goals, 32 behinds for the season.
That's not good kicking. That's not a good percentage for a forward. Barry Hall. Oh, he's hooked this badly. A very, very poor kick. In fact, he hasn't even registered a score.
And it's only the second time this quarter the Saints have gone inside their forward 50. whereas the Bulldogs have gone in 10 times. Centre clearance is also indicating dominance for the Western Bulldogs. It's 4-0.
Still 39-32 for the season.
Well, I saw enough of that poor shooting for goal yesterday with the Richmond side from 30 metres, and well, it's just very, very poor not to miss by so far.
Disappointing for him and St Kilda. The kick back into play. Well, Hall has taken a strong mark again. He plays on to Young. It's a bad bounce for Brown. He has claimed the tackling sensational. Zilla's gone. Does get it away.
Great hand.
Good hand pass across to Thompson. Thompson's on the half-forward line. Beveridge is locked up. He's going nowhere. Thompson tries to come out. A tackle too high on Beveridge. He's got the free kick.
He ducked into it, didn't he?
Pretty fortunate here, the Saints. I think this is an example of the play that most people have been critical of during the week. Just too many possessions. We saw the kick could have come in initially rather than the handball, and then there was a succession of 3- and 4-metre handballs that really just put them under pressure.
Gerard, I'll back him to kick this. I reckon he is Luke Beveridge, normally a very good kick.
Yes, well, he is at least 25 metres out directly in front. You do tend to go for the roughies, Pete.
One of the great punters of the world, Peter McKenna, and he has kicked it. Pete's off to the collect.
Yeah, he's getting 10 cents for $1 for that one.
I've seen Blakes miss them from there recently, don't you worry.
But a steadier for St Kilda, who now draw within 7 points.
This is what we're talking about. The kick came in short from Matthew Young, and well, it was too hard. It could have been okay if the execution was right, and Brown had had a shot for goal. But they were fortunate in the finish after 7 or 8 possessions to come up with a goal, and the confidence would now be up a little bit.
Well, this has been a good 3 or 4 minutes for the Saints. They have fought their way back after they were blitzed in the first few minutes. There's Thompson kicking it forward towards the half wall. Is that in the back to Brown? The umpire said it is. This is good. Some good sides for the Saints coming up here. This, Breeze, he's given it off when he probably didn't have to. He gave it to Francis, Hall and Southern. It's over the back. There are no crummers for the Saints. Oh, they got in each other's ways, Southern and Wine, and allowed Beveridge to take it over the line. So it's deep in that forward pocket. But again, Brown didn't have to give off that hand pass. He should have been back and looking for someone further afield.
Yeah, it's just doubling up on the possessions. It was never on. Francis should be going down at the back of at the fall of the ball.
Yep, there's Lowe. The umpire's found a free kick in the ruck contest. It'll go to Wine, and he'll drive out of that danger area.
Yep, Scotty Wine from fullback. Saints steadying after an early 3-goal onslaught from the Dogs. Johnson just tried to tap it back. Zilla somehow gets it out towards Harvey. Sockers off the ground and toe poke in towards the right forward pocket. Seeing it over the line is Matthew Croft.
Gerard, I think Powell might have gone and running with Harvey by the looks of it.
Stephen Powell's had a very good year as Terry Wallace changed the chemistry up forward. He's going from a tall in Cook to a sharp shooting small in Paul Hudson.
Wind from the back. Dogs are able to clear through Powell, spirals a punt and gets a ton of distance. Not Ben Graham, but not far off it. Well on the way. Socket off the ground too. Hudson's just come on. Hudson's just come on. Watch this. One behind.
Good skill, though.
In fact, Gerard, did you ever get round to measuring that kick of Ben Graham's that everyone's been talking about at Cardinia at Shell Stadium?
Well, I didn't personally, but
I'm
Bruce,
sure you would have had people doing it.
Bruce McAvaney sent one of the boys down with a tape measure, and it came up at 82 metres, 78 centimetres.
Back
so
into
a pretty
play.
long kick.
That is a monster. Montgomery doing the Roby work. Look out, Spider's on you. Almost got taken high, but he held it for a long time.
Almost.
Darcy. Well, he did, but play on was called. Wakeland again electing to spoil when he could have taken the mark. Low down to Burke. They're away now. Up towards Spider Everett, and he takes the mark on half-back.
Oh, that was a great kick by Tony Francis on the left.
So's that one.
Oh, he was nearly off then. Oh, that is unfair because Wakeland was just about off, and I reckon Croft had every right. There you are, and Croft had every right to make that tackle. Goodness me, they make some blues, these umpires, in recent weeks.
Now Shane Wakeland is looking to play on. He's only 25 metres out from goal.
Oh, goodness me. I feel very much for Matthew Croft then, because Wakeland went to play on and Croft did the right thing.
We're talking distance. If that's not 70 metres, I'll walk to Geelong.
So Shane Wakeland will kick from directly in front. It was a pretty lucky 50 metres, but let's see if he can capitalise. The Saints could do with this one. It's a beautiful kick. It's a goal.
Well, it has been a tremendous fight back from the Saints. Still not playing good footy, but they're on the board, and they'd be starting to feel as if the hard work that they've done during the week is perhaps going to hold them in good stead. Pete, I think you're right. That was, I guess,
sideways.
That was a square up for Rowan Smith's goal at the other end. So Shane Wakeland, number 12, centre half back, come full back for the Saints, is on the board.
Dogs got the first 3. St Kilda have hit back with the next 3. It's a 2-point ball game. Wine almost palms it out with an open hand. Peckett was unable to take it, and he's now forced to defend. We've got another throw up virtually in the middle. There's young Powell. Just 25 games old, Stephen Powell's career, as he goes surging through again. Can't take it. Peckett. From centre wing, it's not a pretty kick. Goes towards Beveridge. Curley was there to initiate the first spoil. Harvey dodging, weaving, twisting and turning, makes it look ever so easy, and then goes short to Joe McLaren. Hall's calling for it long. That's where you've got to go, up towards Barry Hall. With him is Southern. There's about 3 dogs going there. And it's eventually thumped over, slamming it into the base of the goalpost to the behind.
Yes, he looked as though he was going to be one out, then they swooped on him from everywhere, the Bulldogs.
Well, Joe McLaren took his time getting the ball in there, allowing the pack of dogs to congregate.
Brown to himself, and then he's away. Now Wine's got a big job here. Elliott got a hand to it. Garlick comes in over the top. Spider Everett was there as well.
And once again, Brian Sheen will come into effect. Another ruck up.
So almost on centre wing. It's tapped down by Wind. In fact, Harvey worked hard then. Thompson caught by Powell, taken by Garlick. Garlick a quick kick to centre wing. Grant, as usual, playing in front. Onto the left, he kicks into the man coming towards him, Shane Wakeland. Back it comes, and it's hooked up in the air to Harvey, who's having a very good quarter. Harvey to half-forward, he finds Elliott, he plays over the top. Here's Luke Beveridge, he can run inside 50. He centres the ball, he's looking for Lowe and Hall. Oh, they both went for it, got in each other's way, in fact. Taken away by Nathan Brown. He's kicked it straight to Peckett. Peckett dodging and weaving, he can go short, he does. Finds Hall, Hall's going to chip it across. Here's Brown. And Brown will go back and kick the goal from 35 metres, and they're having a real dip here.
Well, I'll tell you what, this could spell danger for all players of the competition. If the Saints get up here, mark my words, competitive training is back in vogue.
Oh, that hard one-on-one stuff was, we did in the early days at Collingwood. It's the hardest training of the lot. Here's Brown. Oh, I think he's hooked it. He's missed it, and that's very, very disappointing for the Saints.
Jason Heatley on the ground. Yes, that was an opportunity going begging then, Pete. Still, Garlick has it at halfback. St Kilda has certainly steadied. Garlick gets around Barry Hall and goes to the outer side. Hutchton lurking. Contessa in trouble, almost taken high. In fact, was, but no whistle. But he's quick to pounce in there once again.
Sandy, I think they're a better forward line when Heatley's there, because with Hall, and I think Gerard, you'd agree, with Hall and Lowe, they're two similar type players. It's good to have a leading forward there as well.
Yeah, I think that Jason Heatley is such a fine goal kicker that if you can get the ball to him, 5 out of 7 shots are going to go through the middle.
Shot of Jason there. He's kicked 18 so far this season. The Thompson hand pass is wide. Fazilla almost too wide, and Johnson sees it over the line. Scores level. Darcy and Elliott. Luke Darcy's certainly come of age this year. Thompson has it poked down in front. Liberatore right there with him. Garlick round the body. The high kick towards the diving Grant. Wakeland wearing him like a shadow. Here's an opportunity now for Harvey. What's that? Kick number 9. Been a good start. Oh, Curly!
Oh, that's
Not
stiff.
paid the mark. Brown plays on with a hand pass.
Free
His
kick coming
teammate,
back.
in fact, it's going to come back. No mark paid, but well, is he paying the mark?
He didn't signal it.
No, he did not signal initially, but gee, that had Cadbury written all over it. At half-back, Curly. I don't know that he was looking for Johnson,
No,
but he found
I
it.
think it was a missed kick.
We give him the advantage. Johnson, good kick to Darcy. This is better.
But Grant,
Look at this. Dangerous now.
good kick.
And that was just too easy. He pops it over the top. Goals don't come in easy. That for Nicky Winmar. Against his old side and coming into this team this week, Nicky kicks his first and his 25th of the season. 25-10 as again the dog steady.
And full credit, I think, is going to Chris Grant. But what about the mark or the free kick, whatever it was, at the other end of the ground at Todd Curley? And this is a fine kick. Got some space. Wakeland doing well on the when the ball's going up the ground, but when the ball is kicked over Grant's head into the space, he's been caught out a couple of times.
And there's Nicky Winmar, who had that given to him on a plate by Chris Grant. Back to the centre with 6 points to margin. Oh, here's a dangerous Brad Johnson. He
Might
runs,
kick this.
has a bounce from outside 50, belts it up towards Grant again. He's got a couple to beat. That's Elliott kicking it wide. Oh, Pickett is being outpaced here by Garlick, or is it Montgomery? In fact, it's Montgomery, and it's forced over the line. But poor old Justin was struggling for pace there.
The Saints have got to do something about their centre bounce ruck work. They're leaving nobody on this John Elliott stand side of the tap. And Scotty Wine's just pushing Spider away and flicking it over there, and they're getting it away too easily.
Well, Darcy and Elliott did the ruck work then. Well done by Francis. That was sheer determination to Pickett. Pickett, a low trajectory kick. Hall. Oh, Hall got rid of his opponent. Denny Sutton just shoved him out of the way and took the mark. And he will kick for goal from 50 metres now. He's not taking much time. He kicks outside 50. He kicks it long and wide and has missed. He really didn't take his time about that.
Todd Curley to bring it back in.
Been a good player for the Bulldogs over a number of years now.
Yep. A couple of minutes left in this quarter. 74th game for Curley.
Pretty good kick.
Clever kick.
Brown.
Also doing well across the half-back line, and he's settled into this position. A very creative player. Got 5 kicks now, and building a very good career at the moment.
He's had a fine season. Contessa. Away. Coming off the left. Kicking down towards centre wing. Well, Wakeland's beautifully claimed. He held that for a long, long time, and he's been pegged. Almost ring-a-ring-a-rosy. Hudson. Inside 50. The lead is on. And Nicky Winmar's enjoying this contest against his old side. And I would say at the moment the honours are with him.
No doubt about that. Darryl Wakeland is now guarding Luke Darcy. Shane Wakeland with Chris Grant.
Winmar from 46 metres has threaded it straight through the middle. 2 goals to Winmar, and all of a sudden, after they kicked the first 3 and then St Kilda came with 3, the Dogs have been able to steady in the closing minutes with a couple of telling goals.
Well, it'll be a definite show of the maturity level of the Western Bulldogs. They know that the Saints are pumped for this game. They've been flogged in the media. They've been flogged on the ground all week. And you'd expect them to come out firing. Well, if they can go to the quarter-time break, having absorbed the body blows that the Saints are going to throw at them initially, and go in with a lead, Terry Wallace would be well pleased.
Well, they've certainly got the lead. It's 11 points. Here's Thompson. Centre of the ground is Garlick. Johnson tried to soccer up the ground. Liberatore went in hard, was caught high.
Got it.
And it's very, very difficult to tackle Libra around the waist. Now he gives it further afield to Garlick. In towards Grant. He was held. Oh, that could have been a free kick to Grant, honestly. Yes, he was definitely held. Now he kicks it quickly down towards Nathan Burke. Worked hard to grab that. On to Hudson. Hudson's looking up the ground. He's got no one running for him. He's forced into error. Well, here's Aussie Jones almost through it. And there he is, the magician. Now, you would have thought he was going to be caught then. He just struck those hips and away he went, Robbie Harvey, out to centre wing.
Tackle.
Good tackle. And no prior opportunity, so the umpire will have to bounce it.
Well, thank goodness for Rob Harvey there, if you're a St Kilda fan. A number of the players wearing the red, white and black looked like they had lead in their boots. Wobbling at the knees somewhat under the pressure, and it was only the deft skill of Harvey that got them out of jail.
25 seconds remaining in the quarter. Johnson sneaks away from Francis, paddles it down towards left half forward. Grant again. Jones trying to get into it. Look at that desperation though. They pounce on Aussie Jones, and leading the way was Daniel Southern. The 11 points the margin, and that is the way it is at quarter time. There's plenty of feeling in this game. Don't worry about the pushing and shoving, boys. Have a break while you've got a chance. Jose Romero wearing 36. Libba comes in and says, come on, let's have a spell. It's quarter time. There's plenty of fire here at Optus Oval this afternoon. The Dogs drew level. Should I say the Saints drew level after the Dogs got away to a good start.
Mossman's probably a little relieved that they kicked back into it, because a few worrying signs early. Robert Harvey's probably the only saner showing his class at this point. We've seen Tony Brown a few times play on and pick their own option too. So I suppose a couple of worrying signs creep in for the Saints, but they're still in it, boys. It's still close.
You're right there. Liberatore held it for a long time. Peckett's in a spot of bother. Liberatore did well then. Second and third attempts, fantastic. Kicks down towards the half-forward line. Grant leads in the race. Waitland's right there with him. Jared's got his finger up. What is it?
Rowan Smith played at a half-forward flank in the first term. He's a state half-back flanker, and that's where he's playing in this term. So Joe McLaren obviously giving Terry Wallace some concerns, and he's put one of his finest back into defence. Andrew
Thompson drives to the centre wing. Low, caught at the back. It's tapped to Brown, a bit of an up and under kick. It's a wobbly one. Jason Heatley back with the flight of the ball. Crediuk wearing him like a glove. There's Crediuk. Good defensive play by Stephen Crediuk. Gains about 10 metres and over the line. 32 plays 21, a big quarter coming up for the Saints, and that man on screen will be instrumental, well, very, very important to this St Kilda side, that he kicks 3 or 4 goals at least. There's Harvey working hard. Francis, Jones did well. Thompson, Beveridge, he's a good kick at goal. Luke Beveridge, oh, it's a mark to Hall right on the line. The Footscray player, the Bulldogs player, is claiming it was touched, but that's a clear mark. That was Croft.
And a real chance for Festival to celebrate his 50th game today, Pete.
Well, it's been an eventful 50, a very fiery 50 and a very exciting 50, but more importantly, he's got to kick this goal from directly in front, and it'll be a terrific start to the Saints to the second quarter as he puts it up on the Robert Heatley stand roof.
Yeah, good goal there. Orchestrated, I think, by Aussie Jones, who won a loose ball on the 50-metre arc. And he's just such an inspiring player, Aussie, when he gets it, with Tony Francis doing the hard work at the bottom of the pack. Once again, a succession of handballs. And it was left to another big mark from Barry Hall. And that's the sort of stuff that Barry Hall can do that Jason Heatley can't. That's take an overhead mark. So I think they complement them.
Yep.
Complement each other. Hall can do it on the lead or up above the head. Heatley's a little bit restricted in that area.
5 points the margin. Wind wins it. He was wanting Johnson, tried to sock it out of the air. Here goes Aussie Jones. Harvey's with him. Oz still pushing the ball along in front. Montgomery intercepts. Brad Johnson soccers off the ground. Gains probably 25, 30 metres. That was good play. And finally taken over the line. There could have been some legging on Contessa. No. A throw in.
Once again, though, with Scotty Wine pushing Spider away with his knee and his right arm and just hooking the ball over into the same spot with his left. And the Saints have just got to get some presence on that side of the pack.
Young gang tackled. And free kick. Short to Burke. The skipper's almost down to half-back. He'll just come across the ground to Hodgson. Gee, that was verging on dangerous.
Yeah, number 50. Been red hot on the 50 in recent weeks. In white.
Most of them have been unwarranted, I reckon.
It gets the Saints out of a precarious position there, doesn't it?
Yes.
Because they were just going into that little bit of overuse of the football. What are they doing here?
He's got to get back on behind the mark.
Well, you've got Spider Everett long. You'd reckon that'd be a fair option.
Gives it to Young. The mark missed by Lowe. Brown, can he sneak away from his namesake? No, he can't. The Darcy hand pass is okay. Liberatore back towards centre wing. Pushed away from Winmar, but he recovers well to try and throw it out. Eventually it was Harvey, who I think did throw it. Gives it to Young. Young spears a low pass in towards centre wing. Heatley's a long way out. Grant does well. Beautiful use of the body by Grant. He wants Hudson. It won't sit for him. Now an opportunity for Jones. Gets the hand pass away. He did well. He had to beat a couple, and he did. Gave it to Burke, who gives it to Lowe. His hand pass slightly off target. Grant on all fours, picks it up, gives it to Southern. Danny looks goalwards. This is dangerous. Garlick can sniff a goal here, and he's just 25 metres out.
Bad skill error.
Well, the Saints are still going short to a contest, trying to spear in short passes. Pretty tough conditions here. I mean, you can't get your footing perfectly, so I think the long kick is probably a better option than trying to spear it in at Stewie Lowe's knees.
Simon Garlick hasn't missed a game this year. He's kicked 11 goals, 11-6 for the season. Here he is now in game 87.
Good kick.
Now he's kicked 12 for the season. Garlick gets his first for the day. The Dogs at the moment just holding sway. 6-2 plays 4-3.
And Simon really has added some spice to the Bulldogs running brigade. He's been a very good player since coming from the Sydney Swans, and certainly has added that little bit of flavour I think that was missing.
$11 points the margin. They're just hanging on to that 2-goal advantage, the Bulldogs. Now they've got a chance, the Saints. Andrew Thompson in towards full forward. McLaren flew over the back. No free kick. The ball is kicked up to the forward pocket by McLaren.
And the Bulldog faithful are hooting because we may soon replay Luke Beveridge at the back. Put the hands, it was Joe McLaren, put the hands fair and squarely in the back of the Bulldog, and no free kick. But the umpire, I think, was blindsided.
So still 11 points the margin as Wine.
As against being blind.
Wine will take on Stewie Lowe, and Everett's gone in there, so they've got the double whammy here. Lowe and Everett. And Everett actually won it. Here's Harvey. Look at this dodging, weaving. Look at that! Oh, magnificent as he came through the pack, dodging and weaving. What is it, Gerard? They just can't grab him.
No, he's most elusive. As we see the interchange for the Saints.
Yeah, Lenny Hayes is off with Ben Thompson, Tim Elliott and Brad Campbell. And as you said, Macca, Robert Harvey just must have the strongest of hips. He just shrugs them off, and it's just the best I've ever seen at it.
10 points the margin. Nathan Brown comes from half-back, kicks in towards the centre. Thompson there should take the mark, doesn't. Grant comes through hard, gets caught. They go again. Liberatore swings round onto the left boot, doesn't travel very far. Everett just pokes it clear. Here he is, the hip swiveling Harvey out to Hodgson. Maxey looks over the top down towards the 50. That's going to be okay. Beveridge takes the mark. Still a long way from home. Centering kick in towards full forward. Hall is there, but he can't get a clean run at it. Brown defends, and he defends well to Johnson. Johnson looks to the outer side. Hudson starts to run. Romero breaks for him. He's got to go even further, though. Now he sweeps the hand pass to Jose. He almost stops, waits for someone to come at him, and eventually they do. It is Chris Grant. He's ridden into the ground by Waitland. A cry of ball. No, Gerard. So they play on, and they do to the outer side. Johnson again. A high kick. It sits in the air for a long time. It allows Hudson to come over the top and take a fine mark over Young. Plays on quickly into full forward, and Powell takes the mark. Great opportunity now for Stephen Powell, the 22-year-old from St Kevin's, to kick his first goal for the day and his 15th for the season.
They just look more organised and more impressive coming forward, the Bulldogs. Their running power is just a little bit more in control of their game at the moment.
The forward thrusts are far cleaner, so Kilda are really struggling once they get it past centre. But let's see what Powell can do. Looking for his first, the second for the Bulldogs in this quarter. Chance to stretch the lead to 16 points. 45-degree angle.
Aussie looks like he's getting benched.
Kicking from 37 metres. Fine kick. Fine kick.
Yes, it was a great kick. And I guess they're doing that better than the Saints at the moment, converting their opportunities. 7 goals, 2 is great kicking. Haven't missed too many easy shots. And a new player introduced for the Saints is young Campbell. Brad Campbell going now into defence on Jose Romero. Aussie coming from the ground. Saints got to get him back in form and up forward.
Well, there's Stephen Powell, who kicked that goal. Crunch time coming now for the Saints, and not doing well at the centre bounces. Wine, Liberatore working overtime. He tried to shuffle out, taken by Garlick. The Bulldogs working very, very hard. It's punched down by Wakeland. Brad Campbell with a flying kick through the middle. He missed. Lucky he didn't get someone's head.
Well, she's pretty tough in the middle at the moment. It's a tough wicket, and it's a glue pot.
And little Libber's lucky to have his head after that kick. The umpire throwing it up. There's Everett. And the umpire will throw it up again. This time it'll be John Harvey. As you look at the matchups, Gerard.
Well, we can see there that Luke Darcy and Wakeland are together. Nick Winmar is in fact with Max Hudson, and one of the Wakelands is on Chris Grant.
Well, the ball is knocked wide. The Garlick is very, very pacey. That is a terrific kick. A good mark, a finger tipper in the end to Chris Grant, and he gets back quickly. He's going to kick it across the ground. 2 unmarked Bulldogs. One of them's Nathan Brown. Some bad signs for the Saints at the moment. A poor kick by Brown, but just lucks of fortune, because waiting for it was Paul Hudson. That's Hudson giving it off to Peckett. He finds Brown. They're trying to get a bit of run going. Here's Harvey. He can go wide. He finds Wakeland. Will he go back to Harvey? He should have. Now he kicks it to Heatley. Heatley marks centre wing. There's plenty of handball.
Down to Bazza.
And now he held on to it too young. Heatley with a long kick. There's no one there but Winmar. Winmar running back with a flight. He'll let this go out. You can bet on it.
But one kick, Pete, and they've got it out of their danger zone and into a scoring position.
Yep. Too much fiddling around there at half back.
7-2. Blaze 4 goals, 4. Western Bulldogs lead. Winmar in picture has 2 goals, both coming in the first term. Here's Wine and Lowe. Everett lurking as well. Southern right there with him. In fact, the 4 of them will contest in the end. Johnson clears to the outer side. Around they'll go now. Chance for Nathan Brown if it sits. Pops it over the top for Jose Romero. Jose comes in towards centre wing. Burke is in front spot. Can't control it. Hudson will lead it. This clever play here. Grant. Very clever play. First one way, then the other. Garlick now. Can he sniff another goal? He's in the right forward pocket. And it's taken over the line by Stephen Ziller. And we've got a throw in.
Max Hudson now on Adam Contessa. With Nicky Winmar again playing just that loose man across the half back line and doing it pretty well. Spider Everett staying forward also, and he's almost playing a dummy centre half forward position. He's dragged Scott Wine out of the play, so it leaves Darcy up against Daryl Wakeland.
And those two do contest. A lot of pushing and shoving. Darcy can't get a clear kick at it. Powell in there to help him, so too was Smith. Liberatore gives it to Contessa, kicks down towards the forward line. Burke takes the mark.
Having a very good game, Nathan Burke. Going back to his favoured back pocket position. 7 possessions out of a back pocket already. He's good for a return.
Hodgson short. Campbell just come onto the ground. Gets an effective kick. That's a floating punt up towards half forward. A couple of them slip at the crucial time. Winmar gets away from Hall. They can set it up again here. Just charging forward relentlessly. Brown over the top to Tony Liberatore, having an enjoyable day. He goes back to Brown, onto the left foot. He puts them inside 50. A high ball. Danny's going to have to drop back and try and stop Lowe. He can't, and Stewie Lowe takes a timely mark in defence.
Big bucket hands. Brown, he can't quite hang on to the mark. He hooks it in, and he's looking for Young. Young with a wobbly kick. There's no one there though but Winmar. Well, Nicky Winmar on centre wing. He's kicked a couple of goals already. In fact, he's kicked 2. Montgomery, a low trajectory kick. That's a good kick. Grant couldn't mark. Wakeland, Shane Wakeland was hotly pressing him. He couldn't pick it up. The skill levels of the Saints is really found wanting at times. Here's Liberatore having a terrific game. Contessa's dropped the mark, then was pushed in the back. Oh, good.
Jared's had his mouth open for 38 seconds. It's like the professional fly catching championships.
Contessa is Low going the disciplined punch. Shane Wakeland. Now they've got to do something with this. Rob Harvey, no one to kick it to. Winmar's gone back, so Harvey had to change course. It was actually good play by Harvey, but the Bulldogs have got it covered there. Credial, wide, Johnson. Thompson's trying to catch him, but it's hard to catch a racehorse like him. He goes short.
Well, the Saints defenders are just about holding back the tide at the moment, and the damn wall is about to break, one suspects.
Yep. Nathan Brown kicks in towards half forward to Johnson. Johnson pins a goal and has kicked a ripper.
And the water has just started flooding over the top.
Yes, the dike has sprung another leak. And that's a great goal from Bratty Johnson. And once again, we saw Robert Harvey, who was frustrated coming through the middle of the ground. Nobody at the half-forward line to kick it to. And they pay the price again for overuse of the footy.
So the danger signs are up for the Saints.
Well,
Spider's gone to full forward, Low into the ruck.
I don't reckon that's the answer. I'd love to get out there and restructure that forward
Well, you
line.
go, we'll keep calling. Powell kicks it down towards the half-forward line. Campbell repels, gives it away quickly to Hudson, who finds Harvey. He can run on now, looks up towards right half-forward. Young comes charging out, couldn't quite take it at full tilt. Then it's claimed by Winmar, who's playing like a teenager. Zilla up towards right half-forward. Poor kick for Barry Hall. Smashed towards the line. Thompson will keep it in, but they pounce on him. The ball runs free. No free kick. I thought he might have got one then. It was hurled when he didn't have it. Harvey, look at this. Well, he was actually tackled then. Hall. Francis gives a little ground, but they've maintained possession. They've got to score goals, though. This time it finishes with Brown. He's 55 metres out. Distance will test him, so he goes short. It's come unstuck for the moment. Maybe Tony Francis from a standing start. Away to the right.
Yeah, it's a bad miss. He should have kicked that goal as we look at the Bulldogs bench. 8-2 to 4-5. They've missed a couple of sitters, the Saints, and they really need to kick accurately to keep themselves in it. There's a short kick coming out to Winmar. Winmar long, looking for Hudson. Hudson, he's got 2 to beat. Now, surely he couldn't beat 2 of them. The ball rolls over the line, way out at half forward.
And Ozzy, just having a look at the Western Bulldogs bench there, they appear to have all their runners out on the ground. It's a pretty tall bench at the moment.
Yeah, it's probably good in these conditions, Jared. It may look all right on television, but as you said earlier, it's fairly heavy, so James Cook is probably a good mood to have him on the bench at this stage, and Nicky Winmar's doing quite well for the Bulldogs on the ground.
Now, down the other end, they're just very, very tall on the forward line with Hall and Everett. I'd get Heatley back in the square, back on his own, and bring Everett and Hall up the ground a bit, because some of those running players have got no one to kick it to up around the half-forward area. There's Thompson. Campbell, I should say. Oh, look at that. That's fantastic play by Denny Southern. Terrific play to Powell. Powell's going to bomb it long. Racing back is Lowe. Lowe and Grant. Oh, that was a good clash. It's dumped back into play. Johnson back after it, but it beats him over the line. But terrific play by Southern coming through half-back.
And also Chris Grant and Stuart Lowe. That was just a great clash. Both players' eyes for the footy. Look at this. And Grant, with the flight of the ball, charging into one of the biggest men in the comp.
Sensational. A free kick's been picked out of that throw-in, going against Luke Darcy.
Stewie Lowe's 30 metres by himself, and he'll end up with this one.
He will, from Wakeland. No one coming at him, so he can pop it over the top to Hodgson, who's got Burke wide. And Burke's just saying, you go. Go long. Find Spider if you can. He's gone over the top. Wine gives chase. The two big men.
Well, it's better play by the Saints there on that occasion. It was one little kick to centre the ball to Stuart Lowe, one kick to get it out of the danger zone, then bang down to Spider.
That's a full forward's dream, that sort of kick coming long and low and over the back, and that's the Spider didn't really have the pace to get back to take the mark.
Pretty hard to do the U-turn under these circumstances.
Here's a snap. One behind only. I think it might have been Tony Francis.
Inside to 50 stats, still dominated by the Western Bulldogs at 26-15.
Very important. 7 minutes remaining.
They have to creep up there. They have to be with them, I think, at half-time, Gerard, the Saints.
Well, I think just another goal or so, Pete, closer, and they're within striking distance. They've had the same scoring shots.
Garlic pops it over the top. Now they're away. Up towards centre wing. Hudson takes the mark. Long and low. Spearing pass is an absolute beauty. This looks very, very dangerous. Towards full forward goes Jose Romero into Brown.
And this is the difference. The Bulldogs
plays on. Sorry, Gerard. He plays on. He's got great confidence in his kicking ability. That's why. Sensational goal by Nathan Brown. His first, and that will hurt.
Well, this is the difference. The Bulldogs go forward and they belch it. You give them an opportunity, they convert. And this ball has just gone from end to end with good skills and plenty of space for their movers to run into. And, well, they've got the finishing skills far better at the moment, which comes with confidence, of course, than the opposition.
Well, a perfect indication of the way the Western Bulldogs run that ball into the forward line. They've got mobile players and they've got mobile forwards. Powell did well. Liberatore having a very good game in towards the half-forward area. The race is on. Rowan Smith has got it. Hooks it back brilliantly to Brown. Here's another one coming up. Brown, hand pass over the top. Grant got it. Great play. The Bulldogs are playing terrific team football, Gerard.
I think you're right about those floodgates, Gerard. Or the dike, whatever it was you were discussing.
Well, whatever's ended, there's a lot of water on the floor at the moment. And really, the Bulldogs have just about wrapped this match up. Unless the Saints can go in at half-time and regroup. Because they're playing against a very professional outfit. And they just appear to be playing with no confidence.
Superb kicking for goal too by the Dogs. 12 shots and they've kicked 10. Been a mighty effort. A big second quarter. Watkins and Kilda do. Young tucks it under his arm. Now gets the kick up towards the half-forward line. They need a big mark from Barry Hall. Someone to spark them up in that forward line. Crediel gets the hand pass away. Slightly errant towards Montgomery. He cleverly manoeuvres it towards the line and it wobbles over. A very critical time now for St Kilda because the Dogs could really steamroll here.
We're going to find out how much the Saints want to play in the finals, I think, in the next hour or so.
Exactly right. Look at that inside 50 for the 2 quarters so far as the mark is taken by Tony Brown. St Kilda fans somewhat shocked here at Optus Oval at the moment, but Bulldogs fans seeing their side come back into some form that they showed very early on.
Where's the mark? He asked the umpire.
Tony Brown's booted 8 goals, 4 so far this season coming into this game. That'll struggle to make the distance. No mark, and it's a behind registered over the back of the pack. Tim Watson and his coaching panel having plenty to ponder coming to half-time. 4-7 plays 10-2. Kick is a beauty to Montgomery. Brett Montgomery, one of the renowned high flyers, has put Croft under the pump. Really put him under the pump. But maybe he just couldn't see him. Thompson, look at that tackle by Liberatore. That's like getting stuck in a vice. Burke on centre wing takes the mark for St Kilda.
Yeah, trying his heart out, Nathan Burke, as usual. But I don't know, I think it might be time to whip him up into the middle, into those centre bounces, and the tough little character. Hall, oh, free kick against Hall. Stupid play, that. Just shoved the bloke in front out of the way when he attempted to take that mark. And that forward structure, all those tall players up there, is just not working at the moment. Brown, Grant working overtime. He is terrific, Grant. Oh, they've lost it to Powell. Still Powell. Oh, he's grabbed it in. Now Francis. He's looking for an option. Now that's a good kick into it. I thought he just about dropped it. That's Campbell. Campbell kicks long. They need a mark. And he dropped it. Oh, goodness me, he's got to mark those. Barry Hall. And it's kicked out wide. They need some goals. Curley close to the boundary line. Now Hall's dropped 2 marks in a few minutes when they really did need them.
Well, better play by the Saints, so we had one bloke bursting off the half-back line from behind the play and carried the ball very quickly to Barry Hall. They got him one out. Just missed the mark, as you said, Pete.
So the Bulldogs, well, they're doing really well in defence. There's Maxie Hudson going back against McCree. Well done by Max, but he's forced over the line just under 4 minutes towards half-time. Scores exactly double. 62 plays 31. Wind and Everett. Wind flicks it over the back. Johnson sockets it off the ground, gains about 30 metres. He's got Hudson out there. He went past the ball. It'll be another throw-in.
Craig Ellis just making his way on for the first time this afternoon, boys.
Yes, thank you, Ozzy. As Ellis racing up into the defensive area. A tall player to go down there as players pounce on the ball almost at half forward for the Western Bulldogs, and they're playing very, very good team football. So Everett getting it down to Thompson, and the umpire says, well, the ball is locked in and the umpire's going. He's paid a free kick.
Yeah, found one, Pete.
Well, it's Libba who's having a very good game.
Liberatore down towards right half forward. Johnson. Danger again for St Kilda. He was flattened, but he gets his kick. Grant was the meat in the sandwich. Trouble for Hudson. Did get rid of the ball. Hudson is at the bottom of it. They go again. Look at this relentless pressure. Rowan Smith tried to get the kick away after it was surged forward by McCree. Whipped McCree on the ground, wearing number 33. And there will be a ball up. Right in the square. Hudson couldn't take it. McCree in there to assist. Now an opportunity again for McLaren to clear. Just gets away. Goes to the wide open spaces of that outer side. He may find the line, he may not. Liberatore. I think that's Libber at the bottom there. Oh, he's like a bag of old nails. He is that rough and tough and hard. But he's great to watch. 7 kicks, 7 hand passes. Have a look at the little devil. He's a beauty. Almost down to centre wing. Powell steals it, but then can he get away? No, he hasn't got it. Powell's got it. There he is. And he hands it over to John Harvey. Been good, Powell, in this first half. 31-point margin. Well, Sydney Swans trailed by 31 points at half-time last night, and they finished up snatching a share of the lead in the final quarter, albeit for a short time. St Kilda can get back if they want to play finals footy. Hudson holds it for a considerable time. Eventually it's Johnson who gives it to Grant. They come spearing forward towards Hudson. Great recovery, great use of the body. Should result in a goal. Great play. Hudson gets his first. That's the 10th goal kicker for the Dogs.
Well, they're sharing it round, Sandy. And this is a pretty good effort. It was great use of the body. And good finishing skills. But over on the other side of the ground, it was unfortunate for Max. He went to the ground and a turnover occurred.
Well, the Bulldogs are doing it really well. 11-2 plays 4-7 with just over a minute to half-time. And here they go again. Powell to half-forward. Punched away by Shane Wakeland. Hudson kicked a brilliant goal before. Back to Powell. They've got a superior pace. Hudson. Well, Francis can't pick it up. Now he does. Rob Harvey, a clever hand pass. Over to Thompson. Thompson bombs it up high, hoping someone can take a mark, but someone can. And unfortunately for St Kilda, it's Ellis. Now he can transfer play here because you can see Johnson. Johnson's got Everett to beat, but it doesn't reach the mark. And chipping in is Tony Brown. It was always going to be risky because Brown calling for it out, Johnson calling for out wide was a long way away, Gerard.
Yeah, it was it wasn't a great option, wasn't a great kick, but Tony Brown's had a number of shots at goal this afternoon.
Well, they need this, the Saints, and he has kicked the goal, and boy, was that needed. And Tony Brown has kicked his first after a bad error by the Bulldogs.
A very good piece of play by Tony Brown. Here we see just a long bomb. The Dogs have got an extra man down in defence. St Kilda doing the same at their end of the ground, and if that's the case, you've just got to pinpoint your passes better, or in fact kick a long kick to your advantage. But, well, they paid for a costly error there.
Just under 30 seconds remaining in this first half.
They've got to have Spider Everett in these centre bounces because they're getting flogged in there otherwise.
Thrown up again, Everett and Wind. It's won by the latter, pushed down towards half-forward, stolen by Francis. It's tried hard. Gee, if they could get another one now, just to be able to come out with something in the second half. Rowan Smith chops it off. His hand pass goes to Spider. The big man controls it well, but then he holds it for a long time. He gets his kick. It rolls over the top, and it's one behind. Would have been just about play of the day by the Spider-Man had he kicked it.
That's the quickest I've seen Spider run all day there. Just on the burst, and we haven't seen much of Spider bursting through using his great pace, and that's one of the assets that he's got that makes him a better player than your average bear. Or Spider.
Sunday at the Zoo with Gerard Healy. Kick back into play is marked by Brad Campbell. Well, it's going to be an ambitious kick. He's probably at the moment, as he stands at the minute, he's 80 metres from goal.
Is his name Malcolm Blight?
No, it's not Ben Graham. There will be no score for that as he just pushes it down towards the forward line. So it's half-time here at Optus Oval. An excellent second quarter by the Western Bulldogs. They've set it up to try and keep their final four hopes alive. But they need a strong win today to do that. 30 points is the margin at half-time. In that second quarter, they had 6 individual goal kickers, all kicked singles. Chris Grant, Simon Garlick, Brad Johnson, Paul Hudson, Nathan Brown and Stephen Powell. For St Kilda, a very different story. Just 2 goals in that term. One we saw kicked only a minute and a half ago. That was by Tony Brown. And the other one came from Barry Hall early in the term, playing his 50th game.
So the Saints season on the line?
Without doubt. They want to play finals, as you said, Gerard. We'll find out in the next hour. Look at that scoreline. 11-2. Plays 5-0.
At this stage.
Yes, they certainly are, Oz. So let's see what happens in this second half. The Saints
in the middle.
The first couple.
Good.
And it's Burke who gets the kick down to half-forward, chopped off by Daniel Sutherland. He goes to the outer side. Contessa leads in the race for the ball, but he gets a B-grade bounce. He's shoved in the back by Young. He was held, and he gets a free kick. He's done pretty well, Contessa. Goes up to the half-forward line, and Grant has opted for a short-sleeve jumper in the second half. And who can blame him with the sun coming out? It's a high ball, didn't quite get onto it. Spider could have marked that. He elected to try and spoil. Could have been a free kick for holding. No, but it could result in a goal. Be careful now, they're in real trouble, St Kilda. And in danger as Contessa comes through, gets a hurried kick. It's high, goes in towards full forward. Campbell's at the back to effect the spoil, and he does that. And we've got a throw in the Dogs' left forward pocket. What is it, G?
Max Hudson this time lining up on Paul Hudson.
Yep.
And he's a pretty elusive player, Paul Hudson. Max is going to have to keep his wits about him. Already he's giving him 5-metre gap there at this boundary throw-in.
Spider did well. Plucked it out of the air. Comes slightly off the side of the boot. Out of the shadows and into the sunshine just for a moment before being taken over the line. 30 points the margin at half-time. Stephen Ziller in picture. And the boys on the bench for the Saints.
Yeah, you can see the interchange there. Sandy, Peckett, Hayes, Francis and Tim Elliott.
And Burke's gone on. Nathan Burke has gone on to Brad Johnson, who absolutely dominated that second term.
Beveridge. I guess, that's a tackle that's too high anyway on Crediuk, but he did well to take the mark. I guess also Tim Watson might have been faced with the dilemma of robbing Peter to pay Paul, because Burke was playing pretty well in the back pocket.
Yep.
However, the change has been made. Thompson, scragged, gang tackled by a couple. He loses it. Free kick to Powell.
Pete, I'd like to know your thoughts on Jason Heatley. He looks like a one-position player, a full forward, and he's on Crediuk at the moment, playing up on the half-forward line. His return is one kick and a couple of handballs.
I'll talk about it in a moment.
Powell kicks him towards half-forward, a bit of pushing and shoving. Garlick gets the back. I tell you what, Simon Garlick could sniff victory here.
Well, in answer to Jared's question, I am totally amazed. They did it in a final. They played him up around half-foot. Heatley has got to play from the goal square and only in the goal square and lead from there and come straight up the ground. And I reckon their forward structure's poor.
Garlick kicked a goal in the second quarter. Well, this could just really hurt. They come into this game, the Doggies, with a percentage that's not too bad, 114.7. They're going to lead by 36 points if they're not careful after this kick. And they are. Garlick gets his second. It's a case now of catch us if you can and whoop for the West.
Well, you hate to include all individuals when you make sweeping statements, but Pete, it looks as if the Saints have just about tossed in the season.
Well, they're playing without any sort of semblance of teamwork or confidence, and just don't look like it, Jared. Well, just the start Terry Wallace would have wanted. Their team play has been absolutely fantastic, the Bulldogs. It's almost thrown away by Everett. That's Harvey with a brilliant hand pass. Luke Beveridge hooks it back to half-forward. Heatley in front. He's just not the same player out at half-forward. Quick hand pass given by Ziller to Beveridge. They need a mark. It's up and under again. This is just very poor forward work. Poor forward setup. Brown out wide to the dangerous Johnson. He's a real racehorse, this guy. A brilliant player, Brad Johnson, having a great game. Brings it into Adam Contessa. Contessa fires off a hand pass to Powell. Look at this backing up here by Montgomery.
Look at this.
In towards half-forward, and that is sensational team play now. Is that 50? I hope not. There wasn't much in that. Good umpiring by John Harvey. There's nothing much in that. Paul Hudson, a very dangerous forward.
Pete, an even money bet from here.
It'll be a difficult shot. He's got to kick at 50 metres, Jared, but he is a great kick.
Great kick.
He really is, as was his famous dad. Look at that kick. Look at it. A great goal. 2 goals to Paul Hudson, and they're just going on with it, Jared, the Bulldogs.
Well, it's amazing. Can't take anything away from the Bulldogs. Terry Wallace has got this side poised for a real assault on the premiership. He can't do much more than he's done the last 2 seasons, except play one match further on and win it. I know during the week he did speak about what it meant to win a premiership and how it would bond these players for all time. Without it, then perhaps they just fragment. It's the end of their careers, but they're playing like a side desperate for a flag.
Yes, they certainly are at the moment. It's Winmar floating wide to take the hand pass, spearing it into attack once again. Grant tried to take a sideways catch, was unsuccessful. Darcy has it taken out of his arms, pushed towards the line, and we've got a throw in. The Dogs in attack on right half forward at the moment. as we have a look at the Bulldogs
Yes,
bench.
closest to us. Craig Ellis, Dent, and on the foreground you can't see James Cook getting some work done on his lower back, and also Christian Macri.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mentioned their percentage a short time ago, the Bulldogs. They could have, well done by Liberatore, by the way, to Wine. Here they go again, as Powell gave it to Winmar. Kick probably not exactly what he would have wanted, popping it out in front of Montgomery. He's pretty swift, though. Gets claimed. He was held in the umpire. They'll get a free kick. Their percentage of 114.7. They have the opportunity of heading off the West Coast Eagles, whose percentage is down to 110 after their loss at the start of the weekend. So it's a very critical time, not only for the top 4 on the ladder, but for those sides still with aspirations of making the 8.
The ball to be thrown in about 30 metres around from the Western Bulldogs goal. Everett and Wind and Darcy and Darryl Wakeland. Shane Wakeland was there against Grant. Young with a sweeping hand pass finds Luke Beveridge. Beveridge drives to centre wing and out and over the, almost over the fence. So, gee, there's just no semblance of anything at the moment for the Saints. Whereas on the other hand, the Bulldogs are just playing terrific football. Here's Stephen Crediuk to half forward. Should be a mark. Oh, the marker's even dropped in. That was by Ben Thompson. It's close to the boundary line. That's deliberate. No. And the Bulldogs players were yelling for it. The umpire wouldn't have anything of it. Oh, lucky there.
42 points the margin. Wind.
Free kick.
Everett, who just slung him out of the way.
Where was the free
No
kick?
free kick, Pete. I don't know why. Young's held that for an eternity. Spider is frustrated. St Kilda is frustrated. The fans are frustrated.
Why wasn't it a free kick? Let's have a look.
Look at that. That's almost boarding school dancing.
What is happening in the umpiring? I mean it.
Well, you ponder it and we'll play. Liberatore round the body. Oh, almost a one-handed to Grant. Rowan Smith tries to get out the back door. Gee, Smith did well. There's another goal. That's just sensational. That's garlic again. But what about, Jared, the bullocking work of Rowan Smith in particular to get out and somehow get that ball on?
Well, let's have another look at it. Here he is, the mighty magician in Libba.
He's been good.
Chris Grant almost takes a specky, and Rowan Smith just charges it forward onto Garlic, and they kick another goal, 3 in a row.
Rowan Smith did some heavy work there, allowing Simon Garlic to kick his 3rd. But look at the kicking, 14 goals too. And here they go again. Powell, centre of the ground. Rob Harvey goes in on Johnson. Smothered by Burke. That was gutsy stuff. Oh, Libba went in hard after it. Now Burke. He wanted to handball Beveridge. Zilla, low. Let's see what the Saints can do. Zilla a chance on the left foot. Kicks a goal, and I think he's kicked a very, very good goal, Stephen Zilla. He has. At long last, the Saints fans, now that's his first, and boy, they need plenty more of them.
Lots of handballs involved in that passage of play, and finally they got a bit of a mongrel there from Steve Zilla through. Libba a bit stiff there not to get a free kick, but the skipper Nathan Burke just burrowing in and getting it forward. And then once again, it's well, the first option was the handball rather than the long kick. This time it paid off, but it's broken down too many times.
Zilla gets his first. The Western Bulldogs, incidentally, have kicked 11 goals without a miss. Wine tries to get out of the centre. Liberatore surged it forward, but it comes to Burke, who gives it to Harvey. Positive move forward, finds Lowe. He did think about going on with it. Stuart Lowe. What are his stats, Jared?
4 kicks, 4 marks, 4 handballs.
Not enough, is it? Curley in trouble, but he just shrugs the tackle with ease. Comes away to Winmar, who's almost down to the half-back line.
Must be hard for Saints supporters watching Nicky Winmar do so well.
Good kick too, but maybe straight to Spider. Everett's on centre wing. And turn to Harvey. Controls it well and then spears it in towards 50 gamer Barry Hall. Just appears though that the life has been bled out of this St Kilda side at the moment, as they try desperately to hang on.
If they can kick this one, they're only 6 goals out of it.
No,
so I mean, it's not a lot in modern day football, but they just need to put 3 or 4 together in a row.
Confidence, I think, has got a lot to do with it, Pete.
Yep.
Hall directly in front, 45 metres out. That's a good kick. Hall gets his second. In fact, he's the first multiple scorer for St Kilda. He got one in the second term after booting 3 goals last week. St Kilda get their 7th.
Well, Barry Hall will be the only player the Saints have that tall player that's taken a mark in the forward line this afternoon.
Well, a little bit of life in the Saints then. Harvey giving a beautiful pass to Hall. There's Harvey again giving it off to Burke. I like seeing those two in the centre of the ground. That's a nice mark though, taken there by Crediel. On to Curley. Johnson did well. Geez, a good player, Brad Johnson. Oh, and a running torpedo punt kick, and even Chris Grant was surprised because it cleared his head. Oh! It's a half back for the Saints. It's a high tackle.
Oh, Nicky, settle, mate.
And it will go the way of the Bulldogs. Nicky Winmar. Let's have a look.
Well, he's pretty lucky not to have it reversed here, Nicky. He's grabbed Andrew Thompson by the hair.
But he got a warning. He said, saying to the umpire, well, I copped an elbow. What more do you want? The kick in toward Wind, he should mark. And Spider Everett caught a little bit away from his opponent there. Gee, you don't often see Scotty Wind having a shot for goal. This is a rare occurrence. He doesn't even attempt. He puts it to the top of the square, hoping someone can take a mark. No mark. It's shuffled out to Zilla. Zilla went in hard. Nathan Burke still battling hard. Kicks wide. Winmar might have... No free kick. Croft. And Brown. Well done, Andrew Thompson. He took a couple on there. And that was a very good effort by Thompson. Determination plus.
A little bit of spice in this battle between Thompson and Winmar.
I think that could have been a free kick to Thompson.
Throw in. Everett in front. There's some high holding. And it's going the way of the Dogs to be taken by Liberatore. No, Tone, you're going to have to come
50
back.
metres.
Oh, Jimmy.
Well, they've been fairly liberal with the old 50-metre penalty this afternoon here at Optus Oval.
And John Harvey's done it again, although...
That's not 50.
If that's 50...
You're better off buying a block down the peninsula than getting some of these inner city things.
Just to put it into context.
That's 30. Liberatore then, to try and crush a Saints comeback. This ball is coming back, but not enough.
Finished up straightening up a bit. Never mind.
Is the running machine, the running man, Robert Harvey.
And often seeing giving the umpires a spray.
No. And that behind breaks an 11-goal straight burst from the Dogs. Here's Grant on the outer side, getting around Wakeland, kicking them inside 50 once again. Young tries to spoil. Gee, good work then by the youngster Whit McCree. Had a couple on him. And he is a terrier.
Free kicks to date, Sandy. What would you think they'd be, Pete?
Oh, I think they'd be in favour of the Bulldogs pretty well.
Yeah, 27.
Oh,
22-7.
Yeah.
that's huge.
Yeah. Well, they're playing in front for most of the day, and they've got danger signs here once again. Thompson and Hudson. Hudson had it for a long time. Peckett applies a tackle in. There's some gang tackling on top. We've got a ball up, a throw up, or a ruck up, whatever you like.
I don't think you could say, if you're a Saints fan, that the umpires and this discrepancy in free kicks has impacted so much on the game, though.
No.
In the danger zone for the Saints. Spider tries to soccer off the ground. Does so towards Wakeman. Well, he goes back into heavy traffic. His brother tries to give him some assistance. Peckett goes the wrong way again as well. And eventually, that go out of bounds on the full. No, it didn't throw it in. Left forward pocket, but gee.
The Bulldogs players were calling for deliberate because the player tried to kick it through the points.
No confidence in this St Kilda outfit at the moment, is there?
Oh, it's skill errors too, isn't it, really?
Everett and Darcy. Darcy juggles. He's still going. Big loop. Kicked out of his hands eventually. Oh, danger. Liberatore. Johnson. Liberatore. Liber on the left foot. High in towards the full forward area. Wakeman is there and he takes a timely mark. He gives it to Matthew Young. That was Darryl Wakeman.
Yeah, Matthew Young. He ran a long way. He's got a kick to Hall. That's a good mark and a good lead. Oh, that's an ordinary hand pass. Thompson lucks a fortune to the centre of the ground. Stephen Zeller kicks wide back to Hall. Hall can go over the top to McLaren. McLaren, now they've got to use it properly here. Oh, he's missed Harvey. That's a poor kick. And on the rebound there, the Bulldogs are dangerous. Liberatore, Powell. Powell kicks it in. That's the mark. It would have been a free kick anyway. Darryl Wakeland, Aussie Jones. Here's Justin Peckett. It sits for him. He chips it in short. Now what'll happen here? Rob Harvey at half forward kicks long, and that's a great kick by Harvey to Everett. He's already given a goal away to Hall. Now he might have given one to Everett. Gee, if he kicks this, all of a sudden they're within striking distance, not completely out of it.
And playing very poor footy, and if they can just find that little formula, that bit of secret inspiration that's been missing, well, you never know.
Well, Harvey hasn't let them down. He's had 17 kicks and 7 handballs. Now they need this and they need it badly. Big Spider, he's a pretty good kick at goal normally. And he has just missed, I think. Yep, it just floated away. And a goal was badly needed. There's Harvey and Brad Johnson. Now the kick in, it's a good one. Curly, and he finds Nathan Brown.
Goes towards Rowan Smith. He gets claimed. No, somehow he does a Houdini and he gets out of trouble. Southern to Brown. He's got good acceleration and he uses it this time to go down towards half forward. Garlick takes the mark in front.
Case. Quickness off the mark with Garlick.
Well, he shows them a clean pair of heels there too. The lead is on. The kick was an absolute beauty. The Dogs are looking good at the moment. The mark is taken by Whip McCree.
Tell you what, it was a fantastic mark, running a high mark like that.
Only a youngster playing his second game. Not too young, he's 24. McCree heads for home. Big kick by Whip McCree. McCree gets his first goal.
Well, he was pretty excited about it. He really did pump up after that one. It was a great kick, and it came on the end of a magnificent pass from Simon Garlick. He has been one of the players of the afternoon to date. And it's no wonder that McCree was excited. It was his first goal in footy, Pete.
Yes, he was very, very excited. No wonder. It was a terrific mark and a great kick. Good smother. There's Harvey again. Onto his teammate in Matthew Young. They need a mark from Lowe. Lowe's big hands went out. He's got to give it off quickly. He kicks it on the left foot. Zilla goes in against Brown. Liberatore puts his body in. Brown again. Now Libber. Oh, look at Libber. The wind. Wine copped his opponent high then. Johnson. Now there's a bit of desperation by the Saints. Zilla went without it. What can Harvey do? Look at him go, Harvey. Puts it out in front of Lowe. Lowe taps on. There's no one there though. Oh, it's hooked back by Croft to Curley, and Curley a 20-metre handball. through for a behind to the Saints.
Under 7 minutes remaining in this third quarter. 15-3 plays 7-10. Kilda to the outer side. Line's going to have to get a wriggle on. Southern caught. Oh, almost gone, Danny. Beveridge almost taken high. They play on. Smother again is very, very good.
Oops.
Look at Hudson. He dragged it in, but he got rid of it. Liberatore. They swamp him. Here comes Hudson off to Brown. The Dogs are barking here at Optus. Rowan has a bounce in the middle. Out of the mud he comes. Set it up for a goal to Nathan Brown. No, he goes over the top to Jose. Jose from 25. Thank you very much.
That's great football.
That is sensational. From one end of the ground to the other. Worth another look.
I think that one, Sandy, will really dispose of the Saints. They were mounting some sort of challenge. But this was just a tremendous play. Hudson set it up for Brown, and well, Rowan Smith, I think he thought about the 1-2, but just didn't quite give it enough weight, and they all got involved, and Jose finished, and it lifted a big roar here at the Optus Oval.
I reckon Terry Wallace would be pretty happy with at the moment having 12 goal kickers to date.
Yes, and the way that one was manufactured was unbelievable. It was just sensational. Perfect football, in fact. Now, Thompson to Harvey. Harvey, oh, look at that balk by Robert Harvey. I hope he kicks a goal. That is brilliant play by the Brownlow medalist. Now, Gerard, have you ever seen a guy who can balk ever as well as that? That is unbelievable.
No, I don't think I have, Pete. I think he's the he's got the world title for balking.
Yeah, he is sensational.
Would anybody have come close in your era?
Bobby Skilton. Oh, look at that. That sidestep. Isn't that poetry in motion?
Could do it, but not at the same pace. Rob Harvey can do it at full speed and when he's in neutral.
Robert Harvey gets his first. He'll go all day.
Big quarter. Him and Berg and Spider.
And speak of Nathan, here he is. Saints trying to rally after those couple of steadying goals. Curley spoiling from behind. No free kick is paid.
Really a mark.
Well, Lenny Hayes is onto the ground. Stuart Lowe's come from the ground.
1, 2, no. Oh, nearly.
Interesting the way he attempted to control it. It did hit the ground. Hayes, however, went again. Cretiuk in there, pretending to get it out. We'll have another ball up. So the Saints attempted with goals from Zilla and Hall. Then the Bulldogs just put the foot back on the accelerator again. Cretiuk taken the ground. Here's a chance for Harvey to kick another one, and he has. 2 in 2 minutes. To Robert Harvey, and now they mount another campaign.
Well, if you can't be inspired by the deeds of a couple of the Saints out here this afternoon, in particular in the last 5 minutes by Robert Harvey, down goes the umpire, well then you're just not a footballer that's worth having in your side. He has just been everywhere in the last 15 minutes, Robert Harvey. He's got the ball out of the centre, he's run deep into attack, and he's kicking goals at the other end of the ground. Danny Southern comes from the ground. Rob Harvey's third quarter is 10 possessions to date and 2 goals.
Well, they're 35 points down as Brad Johnson drives it to half forward. There's Grant, caught by Young. Good tackle. Oh, Jones, you can't dive on it, Aussie Jones. Got away with it. Young. Oh, McLaren waited for the bounce. That was dangerous. He handballs over the top. Here's Harvey again. 11. Around the boundary line. 11 possessions for the quarter. He gained about 35 metres. And it's on centre wing. Well, if they can steal it, they've got 4.5 minutes. If they could pinch a couple, maybe we could have a boil over. But their last 5 minutes has been very, very good, the Saints. Darryl Wakeland to take on Wine. Wine with the high advantage. And Wine punches it back towards the line. He had no other intention than to put that over the line. So 35 points the margin. They're just hanging in there, the Saints. Certainly the effort's there in this quarter. Let's watch this ruck contest again. Look at Powell now picking up Harvey. As Johnson tried to crash his way through Darryl Wakeland, and there's Lowe on the bench. Stewie Lowe is having a tough time of it at the moment.
Just having a bit of a spell. Wine pushes it down. Very important couple of minutes. As Pete said, if the Saints can get a couple here, Young takes the mark. Just to bring them within, say, 25 points, it gives them hope. Here goes Harvey again. I think this is possession number 12, or kick number 12, up towards full forward.
Where's the Crummers?
No one at home. Oh, he held it for a long time. That was Craig Ellis. And now Spider Everett takes the mark outside 50. He wants to play on, Spider, and he does. Centering it in towards Hall. The big 50 gamer needs a big mark, but it doesn't come his way. Rowan Smith comes charging through, still charging. Now he comes back the other way. Penetrating hand pass is going to be okay. Curley takes it, and away goes Todd Curley. Up towards Romero. Jones was all over him.
It's bad play by Aussie Jones.
Advantage is paid, and off they go in towards Whitmar. He too will get a free kick.
He's played the mark.
Well, I think he did have control of it. Max was just a split second behind. Nicky had the ball.
Would have got a free kick for too high anyway, wouldn't he?
He actually did end up paying the mark.
And boys, how's the skill of Chris Grant on the left? Pinpoint.
Yeah,
sensational.
Fantastic, Aussie. Winmar's had a good day. He's going to be kicking from 53 metres. A drop punt and just going that extra distance away to the left.
They need another one, the Saints, don't they?
For
under
3 minutes remaining. And what are they, Pete? 36. You're one of the great mathematicians of this world. 36 points.
36. 5 down.
13.
Beveridge. Or Julius Sumner-Miller in stats. Matthew Young. In towards the middle. Oh, almost a finger. Gee, there was some skill there. Now an opportunity down towards the forward line. A mark at the back.
And they've finally got him one out, down in the forward line area. And why they don't leave him one out, pushing a slight push, but he only plays well from the goal square, Sandy, deep and where he's coming out and meeting the ball. And they haven't done that as Hudson comes off the ground. And finally they've got him there.
Darcy's back on for the Dogs.
Jeez, it was great skill by Lenny Hayes.
Yes, in the middle of the ground.
Half volley,
Superb.
quick hands.
Was that Hayes, was it? That was unbelievable pickup.
Now, this is a big kick. This is a big kick because it keeps the Saints in with a faint chance. Heatley from 40 metres. Drop punts, deadly. He's got it. Heatley gets his first. They're not without hope, Jared.
No, I think you're right, Sandy. They've got a slim chance now, but they're going to have to play like this consistently.
The trouble is the margin is exactly the same as it was at half-time.
Yeah.
I'd even get Hall further up the ground from where he is and get Heatley right back against the line. Well, back to the centre, Jason Heatley. That'll give him a bit of confidence. They're just a sniff now. They're only 5 goals out of it. Here's Libba. He kicks it forward. He's played a great game. Grant working hard. He is a terrific. Oh, bit soft that free kick. But he's got it, but he takes front position. That's why he gets free kicks in towards full forward. No mark to Winmar, but he's got it. Nicky Winmar, oh, he's kicked another behind. Gee, I thought he was going to snaffle that one. And Nathan Burke commanding the troops out there. But look at that kicking, 16-5. So it's 20-21 as far as scoring shot. Now Matthew Young gives it off. Rob Harvey having a sensational quarter. 14 possessions, and that was a poor kick though. It was not to the advantage of one of the teammates, and Grant gives it off to Curley. Curley, plenty of time to run around onto the right and bring it in towards half-forward. Spider Everett went the punch. A couple of times he maybe could have marked, or Peck had caught, and the umpire will bounce it.
Under 1 minute remaining in this third quarter. 31 points, so after all the talk of a St Kilda comeback, the Dogs have stretched their lead, be it all by only 1 behind at the moment. McLaren, the diving attempt to mark, is unsuccessful. Now an opportunity for the Dogs again. Oh, they got numbers galore here. Brett Montgomery slips at the critical stage. Gets to farm the handball out towards Johnson. He's claimed by Hodgson. Gives it away, have it towards Powell. Kicks in towards full forward. No mark taken. Aussie Jones comes away. Penetrating kick, but to whom? Grant is going to lead in the race. It may beat him over the line. And it does. There's Joey McLaren. His stats, 6 kicks, so a bit of a quiet day for Joe. Not on his own. 31 points the margin. Everett and Wine still have a quarter to go to battle it out. Burke. Oh, careful Nathan. Beveridge in there to help. Ironical cheers go up.
They must know the free kick count.
As Burke gets a kick to centre wing. Siren has sounded for a 3/4 time here at Optus Oval. McLaren's still in the hands of the trainers. Berkey has a look at the scoreboard, says, well, we're not without hope, but the man in that quarter without doubt was Robert Harvey. Listening to Gerard, you'd think he was auditioning for Tats Lotto with those numbers creeping out intermittently. But a great quarter, Gerard.
Yeah, just summing it up, 9 kicks, 5 handballs, 2 goals, and he ran about 6 kilometres.
He's talking to the umpire there, Gerard.
Well, just ensuring that he's getting the 3 votes as he probably should. But
so that's Harve.
In reality, I think he was a bit incensed by a couple of decisions against the Saints deep in their forward line, deep in their defensive area. As Tim Watson knows, that he's got a bit of a sniff, just a little bit of sunshine there. But it's really going to have to be the players that are going to have to drag themselves up in the next 30 minutes. And the way the Bulldogs are playing, it's difficult to see the Saints getting up. But who knows? Terry Wallace will realise that if he can get the first couple of goals, they can bury the Saints.
That's what they did in the 3rd quarter. Then the Saints came back. They trail at the final change by 31 points. See what happens then. If the Saints can get the first couple, who knows what will happen. Powell out of the middle, up towards Grant. That's a strong mark. Oh, he's strong.
Always in front.
Just a wonderful player. One of those you go a long way to watch. There's a strong mark too. Taken by Ben Thompson. He goes to the outer side and finds his co-big man in Spider Everett. Everett is in the back pocket here at Optus Oval.
I can hear the crowd yelling out that T. Elliott is in the middle of the ground on his own, but good work from Spider.
Made a bit of ground, then wobbled at the centre wing, but that's a great mark taken by Wine. Had a marvellous year, Scotty Wine. Here's another 50.
This is these 50-metre penalties for blokes being 2 millimetres over the mark. Who cares if they're 2 millimetres over? No, you see too much of it these days, I reckon.
It's the 4th one today, Pete.
So that's a total of 8
You see it
millimetres.
in just about every match, time after time, when players are just slightly, and they're only going sideways because the bloke's running sideways.
Well, it's bought him probably within score. No, I don't think it would. No, he's not even going to try and attempt to make the distance. He pops it into the forward line. A superb mark is taken by Garlick, and he is going to shoot for his 4th goal.
Geez, they were slow to get onto that one, the Saints. You could see from his first couple of steps, Scotty Wine, that wasn't going to have a shot at goal. He's just going to plonk it in the hole. And Simon Garlick, he's had a big day.
He certainly has, and if he kicks this, it will virtually snuff out any hopes that Kilda may have had, because let's face it, they've required 3 quarters to boot 10 goals, and they'll be 6 or 7 behind. Garlick has booted 3 so far. Got 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd. Now hoping to cap off a fine day. Simon Garlick. Oh, I think he's done it. He has. 4 goals to Simon Garlick, and Pete, say goodnight to the folks, Gracie. Thank you, Pete, for those comments.
Yes, that was very interesting. In fact, I think what has been one of the highlights of the Bulldogs is the recruiting over the last couple of years. The guys they've grabbed from other clubs like Matt Robbins and Simon Garlick have generally all been good players for them.
Well, that's probably snuffed out any chance that they had, the Saints. Here goes Rob Harvey again. That's his first possession for the term. Thank you, Gerard. Spider. Now Zilla crashing his way through. Thompson. And the umpire left to bounce this one slightly towards half forward for the Saints. But they've struggled to kick goals. The Saints interchange. You got it there, Aussie?
Yes, Brad Campbell, Tony Francis, Lenny Hayes and Stuart Lowe. And I just find it staggering, even though Stuart Lowe's had a quiet day, that they need to win this game. You've got to have him on the ground.
Well, here's Grant using his body beautifully. Ducks the head. That's holding the ball. Now, that's good umpiring. Ducked the head, and then was caught holding. Now, watch this. Down goes the head. Good play by Wakeland. And the umpire did the right thing. Now the kick in towards centre wing. Darryl Wakeland was grabbed. He took the mark anyway. Now he's dodging and twisting onto the left foot in towards half forward. Hall caught behind Croft. And Matthew Croft has taken the mark. Gives it off to Montgomery. He'll bomb it towards centre wing. And in fact, he has kicked it straight to Aussie Jones, or was it coming back?
No, Aussie took it.
Aussie Jones has got the ball on centre wing. And a wobbly, mongrel punt kick in towards half forward. Punched away by Curley. Zilla to Burke. Burke sets it up for his forwards. Now Heatley's got a couple to beat. And a free kick against Heatley to Crediuk. Libba. Nathan Brown. Oh, a bit of fancy Dan stuff there by Nathan Brown. And then a wobbly kick to centre wing. Well trapped there by Johnson. He can give it off to the racehorse Garlick. Garlick weighing up his options. Hooks it back to a contest. Young tried to punch it away. Here's Powell over the back. Burke looks very, very tired. Grant will mark. Or is it Darcy? It's Grant. Well, Nathan Burke, didn't he look tired?
Well, so did Stephen Powell. I think both players have run their guts out today, and he was going up and down on the one spot, but rather than coming back into the centre of the ground with a short little handball, he just kicked it long to Grant, one out.
Well, Grant's kicked one, and geez, worked hard up at half forward. He does all the bullying work. Is that the right word?
Bullocking.
Bullocking, that's what I meant to say, and a bit of bullying as well.
Ask the cattle man.
Well, so Chris Grant, there's a great camera shot here from behind Chris to show what is confronting him. I wonder if he'll run out slightly and just open it up. Yes, out he comes, stabs and hits the post.
Pete, does it help you running out off your line?
It does if you're going to snap.
It opens up the angle,
Yeah,
but
if
it
you're going to
doesn't allow you
snap.
to just get the rhythm.
Yeah, I don't think it's much use coming out and then kicking the set shot.
Yeah.
It's, if you're going to snap around the corner, it's okay. Wouldn't you say, Sandy, in your illustrious career, you would have found
We weren't
that?
allowed to at Lucendale. Who's the best side you've seen this year, Pete?
Essendon.
Yeah. Croft drops it. Thompson, the door may open for him. Beveridge to half forward, and the mark is taken by Wakeland. Still a long way out, so he just shipped short towards half forward, and the youngster who came on, Ben Thompson, takes the mark. Thompson then a chance. The margin at the moment is 38 points to cut it to 32. Thompson has kicked just one goal in his short career with St Kilda since coming over from Glenelg in South Australia. This is game number 11. Onto the left foot. That's a fine kick. Thompson gets his first, but we've got only 14 minutes of play remaining. Still, Stuart Lowe ponders on the sidelines.
Well, the Saints have got a goal. They've got to get 3 or 4 in a row if they're going to be any sort of chance. I wonder if they believe that they can do it, Sandy. I wonder if the Saints generally and genuinely, Peter, think that they can win this footy match.
Well, you wouldn't think so, really. But you never know. The St Kilda bench, and Stewie Lowe still sitting there. Justin Pickett's gone there as well. Now Everett to Harvey. Brilliant handball by Harvey, but his teammate there, Beveridge, was covered. taken by Montgomery, dummies a hand pass and a boomerang kick, or a Sandy Roberts would say a check side, and the ball lands out on centre wing. That was a nice mark by Ben Thompson, running with the flight of the ball.
You were about your bullying.
A good mark by Darryl Wakelin up at half forward. Just for the sake of the game, I'd love to see a couple of quick goals. Now Young, a good kick too. Oh, mark is dropped. Was it McLaren? Yes, it was. The kick up towards full forward. Croft running away from Hall, and that's a wasted opportunity. The kick is out in the full, and you've just got to mark those chest marks.
Comes in short. Speaking of wasted opportunities, the mark is taken by Matthew Dent.
Here they go.
Came into this lineup today with a couple of players pulling out, namely West and Cameron. And now Romero has it. Jose on half-back. Towards centre wing. Thompson did well. In fact, fell on his buttock, right on his coccyx bone. Burke does the shepherding work for Beveridge. Immediately gives it off. Kicked up towards centre wing by Campbell. It's James Cook, Luke Darcy coming across. So the Dogs will be back in the top 4. That's what they want, the top 4 spot for a tilt of the flag. Elliott can't believe he's given away the free kick. He did. And it's Darcy on centre wing. Son of Dave spears it into Brown, and Nathan takes the mark. Nathan Brown. Curley unopposed. That's just too easy. Chip, chip, chip. And away they go down towards James Cook.
James Cook has been on the bench for a long time, Gerard, hasn't he, after kicking 6 last week?
Yeah, but Terry Wallace, I mean, he just has a set routine where he sums up the chemistry, sums up the matchups, and if the matchups aren't right, well, off you come, and he'll go with a Paul Hudson to expose the side, and he was right. Within 2 minutes of Hudson being on, he had a shot at goal, and within a quarter of him being on and Cook off the ground, he had the game just about wrapped up.
Cook then, for his second, will struggle with the distance. In fact, finishes in the right forward pocket as young Whit McCree sees it over the line. Cook kicked one in the first quarter. What a fascinating round this has been, and still doesn't really help us with the 8 Campbell's going to concede it behind.
Free kick.
Got a decent old shove. He should have too. So away he goes. Harvey. Jared's given up on the possession for Harvey in this quarter. Caught him unawares as Burke goes to right half forward. 1-2 grabs, and the mark is taken by Darryl Wakelin.
Just going back to that free kick, it was paid after the ball had crossed the line, so surely the score counts.
Harvey.
6.
Elliott. Everett. Spider from 50 metres.
Kicked into the man.
Montgomery defends. Spider may get another chance. Well, he's going to get a free kick for holding. Perhaps a little fortuitous.
But can we go back to the free kick and the point? Should it have been paid or not? And I know it's a minor thing in a game when the difference is so apparent.
They paid the point, did they?
I don't think so.
No, the umpire deemed, because it was already across the line, you're saying,
yeah.
And then the umpire paid the free kick. Well,
let's not worry about that.
Head for the rule book.
Let's have a look at Jason Heatley as he shoots for goal for St Kilda. He booted 1 in the 3rd term. He's kicked 19 for the season, starting on the bench. Heatley from 46 metres. Going to be close. I think he might have just snuck it home. He has. 2 to Heatley.
Well, that's a great kick, isn't it? And that's what he does so well.
I think, Gerard, he is the best kick for goal, apart from, say, a Lockett at his top.
But Paul Hudson.
And no, from set shots, I'd back Heatley against anyone that anyone in the competition.
Yeah.
They are.
It's a big grab.
Oh, he is dynamite.
Paul Hudson's a gun.
Oh, Jason Heatley's kicked his second, and I still don't think. I think they should be giving him a bit more room up there. Powell kicks it wide. Hudson read it beautifully. And very quick to get back at that low kick. That's where they're good. Oh, he's gone, Grant. That's holding the ball. He tried to be a little bit ambitious. Advantage paid. Rob Harvey again breaks away and kicks out wide. Liberatore, Ramiro and Hayes. Hayes onto the left. Can they get another one? Croft. No, Hall slipped over. Croft gone. He gets in a hand pass to Curley. Now Smith. He's very, very quick. Sweeping hand pass to McCree. McCree runs. He runs inside 50, kicks a goal, and he has hooked it and missed. So the Saints still alive.
Geez, his eyes lit up, Pete. He could see his second career goal coming up, young Whip McCree, but it wasn't to be. 109 plays 82.
And isn't Rowan Smith an exciting player to watch when he gets the ball across that half-back line and charges through the middle?
And a 30-metre hand pass. Gee, Garlick's in the middle of that pack, couldn't take it. Thompson somehow did get it out. Harvey, another possession. Hudson across half-back. Maxey's clear. He's got Luke Beveridge on this side. Uses him now. Beveridge is away. St Kilda's away. Couple of bounces. 9 minutes remaining. They're going to run out of time. Well, that's just utter disappointment.
And all these big players up at centre-half forward are calling for it.
Down the middle of the ground.
Hudson wants this. Young will come over the top. He doesn't mind a floating fly. Plays on now, centres it again, and again comes unstuck because Rowan Smith cuts across. Peter McKenna's just thrown his pen in anger at some poor selfless woman in the stand.
Wrong options.
Croft from half-back. There's nothing you can do about it here, Pete. Liberatore from half-back goes to Croft. He's down to the middle of the ground. You've got to take the ball with you, Crofty. Take the ball. He's in trouble. He's in more trouble. And eventually it's 50-gamer Festival Hall who picks it up and pumps it high down towards half-forward. Everett floats across the back. Snaps with the left foot. It's coming back. And there on the last line of defence is Todd Curley. He's away and so are the Dogs.
Yeah, I think Peter Everett should have been looking to give that off to one of the smaller men. Oh, is that deliberate? Well, it was, but it would not be a free kick paid. He had every intention. There's Daniel Southern, and a bit of pushing and shoving going on between Ziller and Smith. And Ryan soon saying, get on with the game. Centre wing. Elliott will do the ruck work. He tried to grab it out. He's got it. Gives it off to Beveridge. Beveridge looking for the short one. He's looking for Hall. Hall underneath it. Croft. Now Hall. Someone should be coming towards him on the lead.
Spider.
But they don't. Spider at the back. And that is very, very poor forward play. When a player is coming down the ground like that and you've got open space and no one runs towards him.
But in the end, the kick didn't advantage Spider at all. He'd stick it up in the air. Yeah. He's against the bloke who's about 6 inches shorter than him. You've got to put it in the air, not a spearing kick in at chest height.
We've got to throw in right forward pocket for the Saints. Liberatore's at the bottom. Hasn't held to him. The Western Bulldogs are going to win this game. There's under 8 minutes left.
Libber's had a pretty fair day himself. He had 5 possessions in the first quarter, 9 in the second, 9 in the third, and currently he's got 3 in the last. So he's getting plenty of the football.
And there he goes again, getting away from Stephen Ziller. Look at them pouncing on that like seagulls on a leftover sandwich. And we've got another ball up.
It's on the half-forward line for the Saints. There's Libber. I agree with you, Gerard. He's picking up Harvey at the moment. Libber's been very, very good. Rob Harvey has been fantastic. Certainly the Saints' best player. Is this a free kick for some shepherding in the ruck contest, I would think? It's Luke Darcy to take it. Let's see what happens. I don't know about that. Oh, well, maybe he blocked his path. That's what the umpire's paying it.
Well, just having a look at Libber, he was doing exactly the same to Harvey 3 metres away.
So here's Darcy to centre wing, the son of Dave Darcy, who I played on a few times and was a champion fullback. Here's Tony Brown, Tim Elliott, he gives it off. Ben Thompson, Spider Everett, and he is marked at 50 metres from goal. It will take a good kick from there, Gerard.
Well, Spider hasn't kicked that many goals in recent
Oh,
times.
that is a disgraceful kick. That is a shocking kick. Oh, goodness me.
How have you enjoyed this game, Pete?
Well,
Come straight to the point.
well,
I've never...
these are guys who are training every day of the week. They're professional footballers, and they can't hit a target from 25 metres away. I mean, there's no excuse for a guy as good as Everett.
Throw in on the outer side. With Tony Brown. Well, you do wonder too. I mean, Tim Watson had plenty to say at the end of last weekend. All year he's been defending his players. He jumped off that and he ripped into them.
Yep.
The president ripped into them midweek. The newspapers ripped into them today. And it really hasn't done a lot. Harvey's tried his heart out. There he was again with Joe McLaren and Burke down towards half forward. Elliott's a flyer, a big flyer too. Couldn't take the mark, however. It's pulled in underneath, shoveled out the back door. There he is again.
10.
Harvey. And the snap going across the face of goal. Cretiuk more than happy to see it bounce over the line.
40 possessions for Rob Harvey today, and he's playing a lone hand with the assistance of half a dozen others, I suspect. But
Gerard, with all those things that have transpired
Yep.
from last weekend, you would have to wonder, wouldn't you?
well, they're a demoralised group of players at the moment, Sandy, and it doesn't matter what people write in the newspaper until they get their act together themselves. Their performance quite clearly isn't going to improve.
Here's Jason Heatley into half forward, smashed away by Curley, and he goes again just for good measure. Second attempt, he kicks it back towards the centre, picked up by Wakeland. He dropped that football as he was claimed by Grant. Johnson went through, but he couldn't pick it up. Now they're in the mud pile in the middle. Zilla is the one who comes away with it. Pops it onto the left boot. It's high up towards the half-forward line. Ball comes out. Spread eagles the pack. Gives it away. Here's Harvey. Possession number what?
41. Great stuff to Rob Harvey. Saints fans can go home knowing that they've got hope for the future with Harvey just continuing on his merry way. Spider coming off the ground, and she's not a great place to be at the moment. The St Kilda bench, she'd be nice and cold, and there wouldn't be much spirit down there. But this is one of the best players I've ever seen playing, Rob Harvey. And there were question marks on his kicking at one stage in his career. Well, he's answered that. He's a brilliant kick.
Robert Harvey has kicked 3. A good play by Barry Hall too to crash out and give it to him. Only 20 points down now. Quick kick comes down. Wakeland's got to attack it. Oh, here's a chance. Oh, that was good play by young Campbell. Matthew Young's kept trying hard down there in defence. Well, they're not exactly out of it at the moment if they can mark this. Oh, good mark, Beveridge. Now Thompson. He can go to Harvey. Harvey can go over the top. Now the Saints go forward again. This is Zilla. Can they get another one? He's got to put it to the top of the square. They need a mark. It might be a free kick. No, it's not, because mark has been taken by Cretiuk. Oh, gee, all of a sudden the crowd has come to life.
4 minutes left. Cretiuk goes short. Finds Johnson. Getting pretty dark here at Optus.
They're trying to slow it up, the Bulldogs.
Johnson towards half-back. Darcy, one of the flyers, got plenty of it, couldn't hold it. Lenny Hayes gets the hand pass away to Zilla. Another one to Thompson, off to Harvey. Harvey again! Chips towards goal and misses to the right. Up behind. "19 points, which in effect is 4 goals if you're going to steal a victory. Smith cleverly on to Brown. Nice little tap over the top. There's some danger here because Whit McCree's taken the mark on the outer side. And away he goes to the running Rowan Smith. He loses it. Taken over the line. He's frustrated Rowan, and there'll be a throw-in.
Well, the Bulldogs have got a pretty high standard of position kicking. That one was, well, it was almost spot on, and Rowan would be disappointed that he let that opportunity slip because he'd had run about 120 metres to get himself in a position.
Low And Wind low, having spent considerable time on the bench. Wind had it for a moment. Thompson threw it out to his namesake. Kicks it up towards centre wing. Harvey kicks it even further field, but it's taken by Darcy and chopped off. Off he goes to that left foot. Beautiful little pass. Now Powell is clear. Comes towards Johnson. This could be the sealer. He gets the hand pass away. Whip McCree from 35.
Oh, he's going to play a free kick for this. Now, there was nothing in that whatsoever. You wait till you see this.
Well, I didn't peek because I was watching the result of the kick, so let's
Watch
have a
this.
look. Oh, no, that's
No, he staged it. You think it's a free?
I think it was.
What for?
Unduly rough play after a disposal.
Cheeky touch with stuff. That Jared.
Is it?
Oh,
Well, Pete, don't worry about it. He's got the free kick. McCree from 40 metres. This could be the sealer. That is the sealer for the Dogs. McCree gets his second, and Peter McKenna is still injured.
well,
Well, obviously there's not much in it, Pete, but I mean, the rules are the rules. He slung an arm, and then he's fainted. Speechless.
I am
He's the
speechless.
great goal kicker himself.
Anyway, at least the Saints are fighting hard. There's Tim Watson looking on. They've tried hard, but the Bulldogs have just had a little bit more class. And they're very, very quick side. Young has got better as the game has gone on. There's Ramiro on to Curley in the half forward. Good mark to Luke Darcy. Long, long way out. Good play too to get on with the game. That's a nice kick on the right foot to Grant. Good spoil by Wakeland, Shane Wakeland. Good hand pass from Thompson. Got it further afield to Campbell. Wakeland again. Here's Tony Brown. Let's see if they can get a goal. They want Hall to take a mark. He's pushed under the ball. Crediok, ever reliable Stephen Crediok has kicked it out in the full. He tried to kick that along the ground, but he miskicked it out in the full. Well, here's Hall pushing the back. Oh, he pushed out. Oh, the umpires paid the free kick. What do you think, Jared?
No, I thought it was there, Pete.
The free?
Yeah. I think at the other end of the ground, rather than bagging the umpire, you've got to say to Tim Elliott, well, what do you get out of throwing an arm? I mean, just asking the umpire to pay the free kick.
Yeah, fair enough. As Hall will kick for goal from 15 metres, and he's kicked a shocker. He's missed. Well, he's having plenty to say, or Libber's having plenty to say to him, and Libber's being ordered out of the way by Brian Sheehan.
It was a strange situation there, boys. As he's coming to kick, Jason Eaton's actually run across and almost gestured to give it to him. So mate, he was only 15 metres out. Maybe they put him off. It's probably an excuse because he should miss from there, but Heatley might have put him off at the end there.
Garlick's been very good, Jared. What are his stats today as he gets Johnson on centre wing?
Well, Simon Garlick's been quite proficient in the middle of the ground. He's gone up forward. He's had 15 kicks. He's had 6 in the first. He's had 5 in the second, 3 in the third, and 3 in the last quarter.
Pretty consistent performance then by Simon
17
Garlick.
all up.
And to cap it off, he's booted 4 goals.
And that's the major stat for him.
Yeah. It's Powell, Young, Wine, Lowe, Campbell at the back. Wine wins it. Out the back it comes towards Campbell. Tries to chop his way clear. Does so, going to Luke Beveridge. Beveridge from half-back. Kicks towards centre wing. Very, very dark on that outer side. It won't show on your screen as Nathan Brown takes it over the line. There's Libber and Lenny.
Difference in height even there, isn't it? Look at Libber.
Wind again. Gee, he's had a good season. Thompson.
Big game from N. Brown.
Nathan Brown again. He's just going to pick up another 2 possessions here. Look out. You're in trouble this time, Nathan. He threw it away. It's taken by Lowe. He wanted Young, but it wasn't far enough. Now, someone's in a headlock at the bottom of that.
Maybe Libber.
Look at that. There it is.
Great little player, Libber. been a good player today.
Big game for the Bulldogs. These sides both coming in with some sort of a question mark for various reasons over them. The Dogs have passed the test. Young kicks to half forward. That could just about be it. And the Dogs record a healthy win here at Optus, running out victorious by some 24 points. 18-7, 115, St Kilda. 13-13, 91. 24 points the margin at St Kilda now. Just head back to Moorabbin and ponder the future. Their run home is anything but easy. Lost today, they're going to battle to make the 8. Let's go down to the ground. Aussie, you're on there with one of your little mates in Liver.
Well, Libba, quite fitting to see you in one of the last contests on the ground as you were all day. Plenty of the ball. Well done, mate.
Yeah, thanks, Richard. Look, you know, I didn't think we played well in the last quarter, but St Kilda had to give something because we know they've been under the pump all week, and it's a credit to the first half of the boys. They had a really good first half, set our win up.
Yeah, certainly fought it out, St Kilda, but with the Bulldogs having 12 individual goal kickers, that certainly helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's been a while. You know, we had a couple of really good players out, like Scotty West and Leon Cameron, but you know, the guys' credit was a fantastic effort. Yeah, you know, that's what we've been trying to chase. Multiple goal kicks, Christian back from the twos, come up and kicked a couple, so he's done well.
And puts the boys back in the top 4, certainly a spot you want to be come finals time.
Certainly, you know, 3 games to go and we have to be in the top 4, and hopefully it keeps raining.
Thanks, mate. Go and have a shower. Well done.
Thanks, guys.
Tony Liberatore, fine performance by him today. Simon Garlick was their main goal kicker. He booted 4. Whip McCree booted 2. Paul Hudson booted 2 for St Kilda. Multiple scorers, Jason Heatley got 2, Barry Hall 2, and Robert Harvey was their most prolific with 3. Bulldog fans delirious here at Optus Oval. The final scoreline showing the Western Bulldogs home 18-7, 115, St Kilda 13-13, 91, the eventual margin 24 points.